I'm really happy and delighted to be continuing this journey of offering these online courses. I've been so moved and blown away, really, to be honest, about the level of connection, the level of teachings, and the level of receiving uh, these practices in movement medicine that feels quite profound, and uh, people's capacity to bring these practices into day to day. So you have the sovereign practices, awakening the dancer, the mesa practice, tree of life, these beautiful practices and dancing with the elements, these beautiful practices that we could go on learning about for as long as we live, right? And there's also these practices of movement medicine that are right at the very center of what movement medicine is about. And this practice that we're going to be exploring is called the SEER process. And it's systemic essential energy retrieval, so it's an acronym. And this is all about what it's the reason it's called gold of the soul. So it's all about um, releasing life energy that's caught in old stories and old ways of being. This costs a lot of energy. Even the holding on to them costs a lot of energy, and the life energy it takes to even hold these old ways, these old beliefs, these old emotional states of being. So the body can be a beautiful teacher for the heart, for the mind, of that capacity to embody, to articulate, to shape, to move, and to release, and then create a possibility for a reset. This time of moving into the new year, it feels like on a wider level, we've been through this really deep process over these months, and it feels like there's something opening, and this is a chance to recalibrate, to reorientate, and to realign with our intentions and how we want to meet this coming year. And this practice is of the SEER process, which can be unwrapped into all these mini practices, and all these moving parts are practices within themselves that we'll explore one by one, so that we can be more in alignment in body, heart, mind, more in alignment with our dreams, more in alignment with the ones that we are, more in alignment with really relaxing into our own self, so that you can use this practice and the recording that we do of the SEER process. You can really make it your own as a tool for your life, so that you can use whenever you need to, just to wash through and just to really strengthen your capacity to reset and recalibrate anytime you need to. This is very much a body, heart, mind practice. So that's one thing. So it's very much there's a profound difference of working with the heart's intentions and what really matters to me, and when I'm really in the body and in relationship through these beautiful practices of movement medicine, in relationship with the heart and really engaged in the mind. So that alignment is first of all quite powerful. And the second ingredient that feels different is that we look at the roots of why do our intentions, the way that we have a burst of enthusiasm and then it can fade away after a certain amount of time, and then we find ourselves wondering what happened. There's a beautiful alchemical process that happens within the alchemy of healing, what's called the alchemy of healing of movement medicine, where we can transform that to become life energy, so that all that stuck energy, we don't just throw that away. That's life energy. Mm-hmm. So we release its potency, and the potency of the magnetism of whatever is holding that in its place, to yield that and to harness that as life energy, so that's more of a current towards the heart's orientation rather than pulling in the opposite direction. So one of the aspects of this particular practice called the seer process, and something that is very prevalent and very important in movement medicine, is how can we have agency in terms of our culture. And what I mean by that is our individual culture, so our inner ecology. It's about refining what's the culture that's there, and it's about updating our culture. In a way, that's where profound change can happen. So we have been doing these 6-week courses, and now it feels really appropriate. It feels like there's enough of a momentum in this way of working to really extend that time that we're together to 12 weeks, so we can really strengthen the container of safety. We can really journey together over 12 weeks, which feels like a wonderful thing to do, and really explore this core practice and all these various moving parts of this practice which make up the seer process, which is a fundamental medicine of this practice, movement medicine. We use these tools of movement medicine to really focus our intention and our attention on listening. And the listening is to the wisdom that's inside, those quieter voices that are underneath maybe the more prominent voices that may be in the mind. It's not about against the mind, it's about listening to the deeper wisdom in the mind, in the heart, in the body. And these, the practices of working with the elements, awakening the dancer, and the tree of life, and the mesa practice, which is a beautiful practice all about cultivating our capacity to focus our attention and to listen.